Now let's head to our next story as we witness the bond between a woman and a goat as they share a love of hiking.
So Billy's a little goat, and we found him and rescued him while we were out hiking one day. Billy goat, come on. So Billy's actually a feral goat. They were brought to the islands by Captain Cook and the Europeans in the 18th century for food source. So they brought them and let them, reproduce. So we were hiking a ridgeline in the Waianae mountains, and there's actually fences that the army has installed over there to keep the goats and the pigs out of areas where there's a lot of endangered native plants. In those fences, the goats can actually get trapped. So we came across Billy's mom, and she was trapped in the fence with her horns kind of, keeping her stuck in there. She was frantically trying to escape. And we freed her. We maneuvered her head out of the fence, but she took off the instant she was freed. And her little baby, he must have been about a day old. He was just standing there crying after her, and he couldn't follow because she had gone down too steep of a path. So we waited and we watched to see if she would come back. But he was just crying the whole time, so we couldn't leave him. So we picked him up and hiked back with him. We carried him the whole way back. I wasn't surprised that he latched on to me as his mother. I mean, I was feeding him, and so he got very, very tame. It's kind of funny when I hike with him, especially up these steep portions. I'll be huffing and puffing and working hard, and he's strolling along, he's taking a bite, and he'll be next to me and he'll just look at me. It's so easy for him. Since I'm a vet myself, definitely had some familiarity and was able to get vaccines for him and get all of the medical care. I'd worked a little bit with goats in vet school. It wasn't my main focus, but it came back. Goats definitely don't make house pets. They're good if you are able to meet their needs, which they definitely need a lot of space, a big yard or pasture, so that they can have lots of forage, lots of room to explore. They love to explore. They love to escape. They need really secure fencing. Come on. Good boy. I hear this question or this myth all the time, oh, he eats everything. He likes to explore, so he likes to pick everything up in his mouth, but he doesn't really swallow everything. He kind of tastes it. But he likes to eat a lot of different plants and trees and flowers. He follows right behind me. He doesn't like to be very far. So if he's distracted, he's very distractible. He'll stop and eat. But if I get too far ahead, then he'll start running after me. So I enjoy climbing these really steep sections, but he's too smart for that. He knows how to find the easier way around. Hi, buddy. Hi, handsome. He doesn't really like to do the challenging hikes. I think when he gets up there and there's something good to eat, you can see him just thinking, we don't need to go any further. This is where the food is. So for me, hiking is, enjoyable in and of itself. For him, hiking is a goal. You get to the food and then you stop and you eat. So sometimes I have to convince him to go further. Billy, come on. Yeah, I raised him with my 3 dogs, so he's really used to even big dogs being around. He's not scared of them. He rears up to greet them the way that goats do. He gets up on his back legs and then he headbutts them a little bit. And we run into a lot of dogs out there, and most of the time the ones that are off leash, they're friendly. They just don't really know what to make of him.
Oh my God, are you so cute? So cute.
People love seeing Billy out there. They just can't believe it. They're like, is that a goat? And then I tell the story. And he doesn't, the way that a dog would go up and greet somebody, he doesn't really do that. He just kind of wanders around. And they're always trying to take pictures of him, and he's just wandering off. I had him fixed, which is recommended for boy goats, because if you don't and they grow up into, you know, adult male billy goats, they have a couple of unpleasant traits. They start to develop that really bad smell, that really musky odor that male goats have. They actually urinate, they pee on their beards to attract the female goats, and the pee really smells bad. And they can be more aggressive, definitely. So had him fixed at a young age. So that way he won't develop any of those characteristics. So because goats need so much space, and they do actually need company, they get lonely, they definitely need other animals around, and preferably, ideally, other goats. So after raising him, he's about 6 months old now, we realized that the best place for him would be on a farm. So he's on a farm kind of by the North Shore there's another goat there to be kind of his little girlfriend, and there's sheep and geese and just a lot more space for him. So I think he's really happy out there. I'm definitely gonna visit him. I'm pretty sure he'll remember me, and we can take him hiking.